I think this is all we really need to say. This is going to be the whole stream.
Just
This is going to
have it
be
up here for 45 minutes.
for 45 minutes. I think so. I don't really think there's anything else we have to say. There's no more other political analysis we need to give. This is just liberal incarnate.
Well, you see, they were defending themselves by attacking the Lebanon.
Yeah, I got
by striking civilian target. Like,
right, exactly. Let me send the link to the Googles if they aren't already, up and about.
Here.
Do. All right, cutie.
You got the old Twitter set up, brother?
Yeah, brother. We're launching everything.
Alrighty.
Just like Iran launched everything. All right.
Most of this is going to be news that's like coming to me like right now, because I think it's going to be news coming to almost everybody, because like I was literally eating my ramen when this like I heard about it, and I was like, hey, yo, what?
Nah, dog, it was crazy because today's my first day, or yesterday was my first day back to work after vacation. So I was like, I basically was up for more than 24 hours, and I was like, all right, well, this is fine because I can get my night shifts sleep schedule back in order. I'll just sleep till like 8 or 9 at night. And then I woke up at 5, and I was, God, Allah told me, check Discord. So I did, and everyone was like, we will. We're going to war. So on one hand, baller. On the other hand, not so baller, because I don't want the U.S. to win.
Yeah.
So anyone's watching from the radioactive wasteland 200 years from now, and you can understand what I'm saying. Basically, like an hour ago, Iran launched its retaliatory attack against the so-called State of Israel. They launched over 100 UAVs, essentially suicide drones. According to Telegram, there's some cruise missiles involved. I'm not exactly sure sort of what the ratio is, but we were just discussing in the Discord that the first wave of drones is more than likely in order to exhaust Israel air defenses before they start launching cruise missiles, or it could just kind of be posturing, being like, listen, we can do it. Are we done here, or are we going to keep going?
Yeah.
I'm surprised because Iran had basically been saying for weeks that they were going to do it, and I was kind of like, they're probably just, posturing. And they did it. So, I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the difficulty here really is that, like, this just happened. You know what I mean? Like, This literally just happened. I feel like we got to wait maybe a few more hours, at least that, probably a day or two, to really know if it's going to be a continuous thing. My assumption is that I agree with you that it's probably going to be a little bit more of like a short-lived thing. It's going to be, kind of just be like, see, we can do this. We can go this tit for tat game with you. You know what I mean? But if it really does go on, you know what I mean, then it really has to be kind of like a all or nothing type of situation where Iran uses like a significant portion of its arsenal to overcome and effectively destroy the Iron Dome.
Yeah. I think I mean that's the thing, and when you're gambling against the United States is you basically have to just like either go for it or not at all. So I'm thinking in this case, right, I'm just sort of reiterating what we said, that I think Iran wants to see basically what Israel's going to do, because Israel as a nation state is very much a butt baby. That's my official professional analysis. They get really upset when anyone does anything to them, even though they have been doing whatever they want to anybody to whoever they want for the last 70 something years. So I do believe I don't know, we may see some kind of miracle, and Israel's like, all right, we're done. But I doubt it. I think Israel is the definition. If there is a rogue state in the world, it is Israel. It's literally a fascist wet dream. So yeah, I don't know. Anytime I think about Israel as a nation, as a military force, I think of Come and See. Like I can't not get that movie out of my head.
Yeah. Come and See was really good.
If you haven't seen Come and See, it's Soviet, right?
Yeah, it's a Soviet film.
Yeah, it's a Soviet film about partisan fighters fighting against the Yazis, and it just really like makes the brutality of the Yazis almost like not comical, but like demented, like just absurd at what they did, and that's you just have to watch the movie. I really can't say much more than that, but you would have to watch it to understand exactly what I'm saying. Looks like Compañero Cruz here. Bro's on a walk.
Street view right now, dude.
What?
Can you hear us, baby girl?
Why can't I hear anybody? Because it's loud.
You good, bro?
Yeah, shit's popping off.
Could you imagine we just see Cruz get classed? Just like a fireball. Bro's living Fallout.
Oh no, the Israeli tripods have just escaped the vault.
Yeah. We got a comment here from Comrade Sydney. Wait, did y'all see Iranian teams have launched a cyber attack against Israel air defense system and radars? It says their home front app is down. I wouldn't be surprised. But to kind of comment on something that was a discussion that was happening in the Discord is, what are the other roles of West Asian countries in this scenario? And the topic of Iraq came up. So Iraq has essentially been a puppet state in the United States since the invasion. It's actually only until relatively recently that Iraq has, as a government, been kind of pushing back against the United States. But Iraq, obviously, as a nation that has been, occupied for, I think, getting closer to 30 years now, that basically there's obviously the legitimate, quote unquote, legitimate political apparatus, and then there are people who do underground activities there, who have been resisting against American forces in the country. So I don't see Iraq playing a role actively against Israel, but I could definitely see if this does escalate that Iraq pretty much is like, we can't control the border. Oh no, fighters are pouring in. What do we do? Like that kind of scenario. Because there are a lot of, and I'm sure, this obviously situation wasn't just something that happened impromptu. So there's probably already staging forces, different groups and militias and stuff in Iraq. I don't know. What do you think? Are you there, Cruz? Is it too loud for you? That's okay. All right.
I'm just waiting until I get away from some of this traffic.
Right. Oh man. I just wanted to sleep.
From my understanding, Iraq is largely, at the very least, sympathetic to Iran. I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they've been somewhat not captured, but like they're more in that sphere, as a result of kind of like a loss of Saudi Arabia and their like mini Cold War in Iraq.
Yeah, I think it's
especially
more
because they dealt with ISIS. You know what I mean? And ISIS was funded by Israel.
U.S.
So
proxy.
I feel
Yeah.
like there's kind of
Yeah.
a stronger, I guess, fervor to support Iran in this than would be normal.
Right.
Normal
Yeah.
circumstances.
Well, I think you are correct. And I think what we're gonna see is basically everyone's been in a Mexican standoff for the last 6 months, seeing who's gonna do what. And I think this will embolden countries around the world. At least this is probably wishful thinking. To be like, you know what, we can stand up to these fucking clowns. Like we don't have to do this anymore. We don't have to just let Israel and the United States do whatever they want. Does that mean like Jordan or Qatar or Saudi Arabia are gonna turncoat against Israel? No. And but I think
Not until
that's
prophets show the opposite, of course.
right. Not until I don't think we'll see so many nation states in the West Asia besides Iran, but I think we will see more groups, maybe some that we don't even know that exist yet, being like, all right, so like we're on board, and fuck Israel, bananas. Let's check the Telegram real quick. I see we got 150 people on the Twitter. If you have questions, you want to yap, please go follow us on YouTube. So you can type into the chat so we can see, try to answer your questions or whatever's going on. Just a general analysis of Iran's retaliation against Israel will be going on probably for another 40 minutes. Not too long because I'm a really big sleepy boy and I woke up for this. All right, let's see. Rainy cruise missiles seen in the skies of Iraq heading at high speeds towards enemy targets. I imagine I can't show. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Because we've shown
I
like
imagine
explosions
I can't show
on stream before. So
you can do what you want.
I don't want to lose the channel.
I mean, I'm sure we can show like an actual article or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe not the Telegram.
Right. You guys don't want the meme?
Bro's in a fucking tornado over there. Jesus Christ.
Bro's actually in Fallout right now.
This dude is
literally,
one
the
of the
goddamn
paper
traffic
airplanes
was
flying
done.
at
The
Israel.
goddamn traffic was done, and as soon as I unmuted my mic, like 3 planes flew overhead.
Damn, man, that's war.
I'm in the thick of it. I'm on the ground reporting.
I saw supposedly on Telegram footage of Palestinians like cheering and stuff in the streets. So I'm sure the liberals are going to be like, look, the Browns.
They're cheering for the attack on their aggressors. Oh my god.
Iran has a right to defend itself.
I mean, Israel did, attack their consulate, so
It's
I guess
right
that's
now
the game we're playing.
It's literally the meme of when the guy like Hannibal Burgess is like dead on the couch and Eric Andre has a gun and he's like, who could have done this?
Why would someone do this?
I bet though, like Israeli settlers are freaking the fuck out because they've never had so much but a splinter. All right, let's see here. This is a pro-Iranian telegram that I've may or may not have been a part of. Spontaneous gatherings in front of Tehran University in support of the IRGC attacks. I'm not going to say that. A number of hypersonic missiles were launched a short time ago from Iran in addition to the first attack. Spokesperson of the Jordanian government announced the news of declaring a state of emergency in the country is not true. A normal life is going on. Martyr al-Quids, the hero of Hajj, Qusaym Soleimani, Palestine will only be liberated under the flag of Shia. It would take approximately 11 minutes for missiles to reach occupied territories. All right. let's see. Let's take a gander at Twitter and see what Twitter says. Did you see the last night?
So this shit has gotten launched. It's not even like there yet, bro. That's crazy.
Let me get a timestamp on that though before you.
Well, I'm looking at the NBC right now, and they said that's gonna be quote hours before it gets there. Obviously, it's NBC, and they're kind of cringe, but
I think that's the drones though.
yeah, the
not
drones.
missile. Oh, okay.
That's my bad.
No, you're good. I was like, those missiles are way faster. Apparently, we're having technical difficulties. Stream how or chat. What are we looking at right now?
I mean, maybe change that their meme.
All right. Apparently, we're paused.
But I'll take a gander. I'll see if it's paused still. But we can still keep going for right now.
Yeah, let me open up YouTube link. No, well, looks like we're active. All right, weird. Are you streaming on TikTok? Also, no, because I have to reset up the what's it called, the service that we use. But I could probably do that while we app. All right, it's not paused for you. The liberals
it's not
disagree.
paused for me. It's all good.
All right, let me do this. Oh man, this is Lenin being like, "I told you, decades happen in weeks." Cruz, were your liberal coworkers freaking out?
They didn't even know until I said something. And even then, they're just like, "Oh, well, at least I'm too old to be drafted."
Well, not my problem.
Pretty much like, yeah, not my issue, not my war. Like, it might be.
It might be.
Okay, so so 9 hours ago they seized a ship in the Hormuz Strait, and now I'm looking at the Al Jazeera right now.
So at 4, no,
I can send you a link if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can probably just look.
I don't know if this is just a time zone difference, but somebody on Twitter said that according to flight trackers, basically Israel's doomsday plane, probably carrying Netanyahu, left Israel, but that looks like it's from a couple hours ago, so I don't even want to say that that's the case. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat while I'm sending this up. Most Americans completely oblivious. While Israel may not actually be lying for once, admitting they're getting hit by hundreds. Well, yeah, because it's going to be good for their it's going to be good for their PR. You know what I mean? Let me open this.
Okay. So 3 minutes ago, Al Jazeera, it says Iran warns countries against allowing Israeli attacks via airspace. Iran's semi-official Mehr news agency reports that the country's defense minister, Mohammad Reza Ashtiani, has issued a warning that Tehran will firmly respond to any country that, quote, opens its airspace or territory for attacks on Iran by Israel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the only appropriate thing you really can do, like, so it's just from that statement, if that statement is to be taken seriously, it is what's it called? Iran basically putting all the chips on the table and being like, your move. Is what you're reading what you just sent me?
Yeah, I am. It's the most up to date news coming out of it. It's like developing info. So it looks like the UK has talked about it. Rishi Sunak has said that they're going to continue to back up Israel on this. But let's be real, the UK are not going to get involved in combat here.
No, they
UK has their own problems with their perpetually failing and collapsing economy.
Typical capitalist L.
Typical
I don't think
L.
England or the UK has really been about combat operations since like the beginning of Afghanistan. At least not in the way that they were, from like the end of the 80s.
Mostly like special forces type of shit. But almost every country with a special forces uses it. Know what I mean?
Right.
Lebanon announces temporary closure of its airspace. The Lebanese government says it will reopen its airspace at 7 a.m. local time at 4 p.m. GMT. So that would be good Googling movie. 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning this time, like 1 in the morning EST, Eastern Standard.
Mm-hmm.
And the country joins Iraq, Jordan, and Israel in closing its airspace. So it looks like Iran is sort of getting what it wants from Lebanon and Iraq, and its airspace getting closed to a certain extent. I mean, obviously, those rockets are getting fired over Iraq,
right?
Unless it's going over Syria, that's possible. I'm not sure though. I'm sure one of those quote hundreds that Israel said is going over Iraq. And yes, Thoreg, I said Angloid. It's because I don't like British people.
Yeah. Me neither. Nobody does. Nobody should. That's why Sunak being the prime minister, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Baby girl, who hurt you? All right, so I got the TikTok thing up. Finally. All right, here we go. Iran v. Israel. Y'all still there? I don't hear any ambient noise.
I'm switching over to my computer. I just walked in my door. The plane's finally stopped.
Cruz is coming to you live in the war zone.
I am currently in the thick of it. That would be my job if we evolved into a damn news agency.
I mean, all right. So I can't stream on TikTok. It's giving me. It's just telling me that it's unavailable. So,
sorry.
Yep. But that's fine because I should come back and pilot the ship. All right. So Cruz, don't die, please. Again. Aria says hi. Like and share, comrades. Yes. Our producer, Lampy, Janet. Nice working with you. We're all gonna become glass, but that's okay. No, I'm obviously exaggerating. I wonder I don't know, because Biden can really play this strategically if he had any 2 cents in his brain, because if Israel goes all out, let's say they even use a nuclear weapon, because they are more than likely, if anyone's likely to use
that would be fucking wild.
Biden can definitely spin that and be like, they went too far. Me and my administration are now taking over. You know what I mean? So
that would 100% be the fucking the Megamind meme.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I wouldn't say freed, more like under new management.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go back to hit the Telegram. Celebrations in the Iranian capital. Tehran enjoyed a start Iranian response in defending itself. Iranian cruise missiles flying in the skies of Iraq. Great speed towards vital enemy targets. Occupied Palestine. Apparently, it's footage from the skies of Jordan. You can see missiles in the air. We targeted Hezbollah from a couple minutes ago. We're targeting an enemy air and missile base with dozens of Katyusha missiles.
Katyusha is that's.
It's probably the whitest way I could pronounce it. But... that sounds like some Chinese technology. You know what's crazy? And like, I don't really watch Second Thought or those guys anymore, or at least I just haven't in a while. But like, I decided to watch a Second Thought video yesterday, which was what would happen if Iran and Israel go to war, and it literally came out last night. And it was like he opens the video with Israel has become the second nation in the world to use a nuclear weapon. And everyone was like, bro, chill with that cold open. We thought you were telling the news. But now it kind of looks like... I
mean, I fully believe that Israel will be the second country to use a nuke.
Yep.
Like, I will not be surprised.
All right. Egypt calls for exercise of the utmost restraint statement. The Egyptian Foreign Ministry has issued a statement in which it is called for the exercise of utmost restraint to spare the region and its people from further factors, instability, and tension after Iran launched a drone and missile attacks against Israel. So basically, Egypt is SpongeBob in that scene when they're trying to do the band thing. And he's like, come on, people, let's turn it down. I thought that was funny, guys, but whatever.
I am trying to get set up here at my desk.
Why do you sound like that?
Because you made me sad.
Don't cry, baby girl.
I'm gonna cry.
No, cry. I think there's a Fallout song that's like, I gotta look it up now. I'm too lazy to do it. What happened? Oh. Look who it is. Welcome to the stream. Anybody who's passing through on Twitter, come like and subscribe on TikTok. I mean, YouTube while you can before we all die. I'm obviously being hyperbolic.
But also maybe not.
It's 12 seconds to midnight, everyone.
Oh, shit.
Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make all of our dreams come true.
No, we've already established. I'll be the first to go.
I like I said, I can't show you guys because I don't want to get copyright strike again. But I'm looking at a Al Jazeera's live stream, and I believe this is supposed to be Tel Aviv. And there's just all these white people standing out there with Israeli and American flags, you know, in solidarity. And I'm like, cringe. Shouldn't you all be hiding, fleeing?
Aren't you guys supposed to be scared for your lives right now?
So a little update. It's the most recent. Egypt calls for exercise and the quote utmost restraint.
Big dog. I read that one.
Did you, bro? Okay,
yeah,
I'm sorry, man.
You were sleeping.
Bro, I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. My bad.
Oh, it's okay.
I wasn't paying attention. I was attending to some things.
Oh, good, baby girl. I'm hungry.
Okay. I'm completely
In Beirut, large queues are being formed at gas stations. What else do we got here? I mean, we're really not gonna know too heck of a much. That was a sentence.
Too heck of. We're not gonna know too heck of a much.
Man, Israel made me heckin' mad.
Like I said, until we see the capacity of the UAV drones, you know, hitting Iran. I mean, fuck. Wow, I'm having a stroke. In Israel, and I'm sure the thing is with the stockpile and sort of the general strategy that, or deterrence that Iran possesses. So, like, yeah, Iran has, like any country, a pretty basic military, but Iran mostly relies on different organizations and paramilitary groups, including the Islamic Revolutionary Guard. Some people say Hezbollah, and other organizations within the country. So a lot of Iran's official military capacity is in line with infantry support. So they have a huge focus on different types of ballistic missiles, anything from smaller, like 20-foot missiles that are designed to take out main battle tanks, to those big 100 feet tall ballistic missiles that can hypersonic missiles that can actually strike other countries. To give context for I forget what the name of this missile is in particular, but they do have a hypersonic missile that, to give an idea of how fast it moves,
Quickly.
if it were launched from England to France, it would take about 6 seconds to cross the strait.
Just insanely fast.
Yeah, which we got a notification. Let me get my cat off the counter.
Ooh, ballistic missiles. Ballistic missiles.
Lamo, speaking of which. Right, let's check it out. Update. Tehran fires ballistic missiles at targets inside Israel. Iran state-run IRNA news agency quoting an informed source reports that a batch of ballistic missiles were launched towards targets in Israel. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because they're trying to time it, with the UAV strikes, and then on top of that, a ballistic missile strike.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I was saying, so they have a pretty heavy focus on ballistic missiles, anti-tank missiles, artillery, multi rocket launcher systems. But Iran is pretty much impossible to invade. And I mean, pretty much most large countries are, at least in a sustainable manner.
Well, even just geographically, Iran is extremely difficult to invade because of how mountainous it is. And there's a huge misconception that it's all desert.
Right.
It depends on where they're landing.
Right.
But
you would have to.
There's been successful invasions of Iran before, particularly during World War II. But the main issue here really is that, according to even the United States, we lose when we do, or I guess the United States Navy loses in war games against a fake.
We've always lost war games, and they've specifically when the target is Iran, and we have to they have to sit there and change the rules of the game like a kid on the playground who invents a force field for himself.
You guys can't use boats.
Literally, it's the other general used suicide bombers. You can't do that. It's like, well,
so I was gonna bring it up. So again, in that second thought video, he talks about how when Americans did war games simulating the invasion of Iran, there was a general who volunteered to play the role of Iran. And he played it with the objective, I'm going to win. We're going to take this seriously. And basically when the U.S. amphibious assault showed up, aircraft carriers and all, the entire U.S. fleet was consistently sunk with almost 100% casualty rates. And he was so good at it. The other, superiors told him, you cannot do that in the war game. You have to let the Americans land. And then he was like, okay. So they did that. And then he changed his strategy and started focusing on shooting down American planes. And again, very, very high success rate. And then they had to tell him to stop doing that as well. And I think he quit doing it because he was like, all right, so basically you guys are literally just trying to design a scenario that you win. That's not a real scenario. It's never going to happen. Your aircraft carriers get close, they're gonna shoot missiles at you guys. What? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I understand if they're setting it up to basically be like, well, this is how things would work if we get a landing to happen, right?
Yeah.
But like, you can't just keep changing the rules to make it look like you're gonna win. Like that, you're gonna like if it happens IRL, you're gonna get clapped.
I mean, hell, we even lost a war game to Sweden. So like, like just saying.
So I gotta disagree with this comment, Cobra, because strategic or carpet bombing of any targets consistently does not produce effective results. All you do is embolden the local population. So I mean, we can go ahead and do that, but that's not gonna win a war. You know, you'll have to keep in mind like how long of a scenario are we talking about? Because even if the United States had the capacity to carpet bomb Iran in its entirety, what are the consequences of that going in other 10, 15, 20, 30 years? You know, because for us, we look at things in America very in the short term. You know, who's to say that we don't bomb the fuck out of Iran and then we've created the progenitors of the next 9/11? You know, like that the enemies of the United States think much more in the long term than we, I think, in the States are capable of understanding. Because, you know, that's part of our immediate gratification, society, where we're like, just bomb them, just bomb them, just bomb them. But like, you know, again, what's going to happen further down the line? You know, it's kind of like
they'll think 10, 20 years out. And we'll sit there, we'll think to the next fiscal cycle.
That's a baller quote. I know it's a gunship. The point doesn't change, buddy. Where I play Call of Duty. It's not.
Look, the AC-130 mission in Call of Duty is objectively fun and kind of cool. It's not gonna do shit. It's a fun thing in a video game. It ain't gonna do shit in this scenario, especially being that goddamn old.
Right. I was gonna say the AC-130 is what, 30, 40 years old at this point.
It's super old.
Look it up.
Yeah, I mean, Iran is not gonna like win in a full-on war with the United States.
Yeah, like direct conflict.
The reality is that we're people think about like war as just like either you do like it's fucking Hoi 4, like either you capitulate the other side or you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like either you get capitulated or the other side gets capitulated. Like, no, this is like the point is to cause as much damage as possible, so you know the larger force doesn't have the will to fight anymore. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, it took a really long time, but that's what happened in Afghanistan. Like the will to fight was not there anymore, so we left.
Right. The AC-130 is almost 60 years old. Yeah, no, exactly, Cutie. Like if we're talking about a war of attrition, which is pretty much, you know, what war has been since the last, 100 years, they 100% would win us out. we don't have that capacity to do that. I mean, we've literally have seen that occur in Iraq and in Afghanistan, especially in Afghanistan. Like, we just don't have the wherewithal to do that. I bet, though, the U.S. is big mad right now that they don't have their strategic base, or I'm sorry, not strategic bases, that they don't have as many forces in Afghanistan right now as they did a couple years ago, because they're like, man, that would have come mighty handy right now.
If only we just held out a little longer, boys.
Typical Biden L. Far Cry 7 takes place in a DPRK. Only if you're liberating the South. All right, we got, what do you say, Cutie? Another 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, there's a new update.
What happened?
Egyptian General Air Defense on alert. Reuters reports Egypt's air defense is on alert amid fears of an Iranian drone attack aimed towards Israel. Egypt's military general command has formed a team to monitor the situation and make any necessary decisions regarding the country's airspace. Egyptian military and security sources told the news agency. So this seems like it's updated from Al Jazeera, but it's probably from 30 minutes ago or something like that. Because it doesn't. If they're talking about fears of an Iranian drone attack aimed towards Israel, like what fucking universe are they living in? It's already happened. they're like actually we're 2 hours behind.
They're reading
Iran right now.
They're reading last week's news.
I'm seeing this on pro-Iranian Telegram. Apparently, according to the Iranian mission to the United Nations, they are considering the matter over, and that if the Zionists make another mistake, their retaliation will be severe. But I got a feeling that this is not over tonight.
No, definitely not.
This is it's like a test, a probing attack is I guess what it's called. You know what I mean? Like trying to figure out, how easy it's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because obviously they're not going to, they're not going to throw everything at them without knowing, an idea of what it's going to be like.
Right. For sure. That's right. We are live on Twitch and also Twitter, also known as X, the Everything app. Brought to you by Big Money Crip Elon Musk. Thank you, David. The European Union strongly condemns Iran's attack on Israel, considers its unprecedented escalation. Fucking Angloids, right?
Angloids.
Man.
Angloids? What is that?
What's
yeah, right.
Angloid?
You frighten them with your language. Your big word.
Great heavens!
My stars.
Great googly moogly.
I keep saying that, bro. La dee dee da dee dee da. Pentagon say anything? I haven't seen anything from them.
Did what say anything?
The Pentagon.
Pentagon. Okay. Let me take a gander.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I'm sure there'll be.
I'm actually surprised they haven't said anything
or something later.
We got an update.
Update. Let's see what it is.
Houthis launched drones at Israel.
Let's go.
We can now report that human Houthi rebels and Ansar Allah have launched multiple drones at Israel in coordination with Iran, according to security firm Ambry. The company added that projectiles were likely timed to reach Israel simultaneously. Based unarmed aerial vehicles reportedly launched by Ansar Allah toward Israel. The UAVs were launched in coordination with Iran. They're just repeating themselves. Israeli ports are assessed to be potential targets. It added an warrant of collateral damage to shipping. Let's go attack the money.
The Houthis are just cooking.
They are. It was really funny because the other day when I was on a road trip and I wasn't driving, so I decided to just like fuck around and read stuff on Wikipedia. And I know Wikipedia is dog shit, but like I just wanted to see what they said about Ansar Allah. So it was just funny because like the way the article was constructed, it's like I was in the economic policies of the organization, and it was like the Houthis seem to poise themselves as people who believe in free utilities and employment for all, and that people should have access to resources, period. And I'm like, okay, so like, do they not do that? Like, what are you you're implying that they don't actually do that, but you didn't back that up. Now, I don't agree with pretty much most
that just
of
had a genocide committed against it, and
right.
You can't provide housing, food, security to everyone. Well, Looks like we've got you in a checkmate, Houthis.
So the current update on what Washington is doing, Biden is currently meeting with his national security team. He flew back to DC
So the ice cream party.
for the ice cream party. And they're talking about it. So we should hear something from them probably any moment, because this article is 3 hours old.
I am going to have to skedaddle, gentlemen. I have an event to attend to here.
Everybody wear protection.
Nah.
All right. I think we can go for about another 10 minutes. We'll see if there's any updates or anything like that in the time. But like, watch us get off, like turn the stream off, and then something big happens.
That's almost exclusively how it is. That's why you got to be like, someone like Hassan, where you're streaming for 10 hours a day every day.
I couldn't do that, bro.
Yeah. That's the only way you can catch everything and be ready to comment. But I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised. Like, I haven't heard any chatter in my area about any of this going on. And this, like, my coworkers, I've only been there a couple of days, but they're definitely very much war hungry. Like, they talk about their military service and how fucking badass it was to shoot at pirates and be on giant warships. One of them was telling me their personal story with Mad Dog Mattis, that Marine, that like top Marine. Was he a general or a colonel or something like that? Yeah, personally knows him. and so I'm surprised that they haven't talked about it, or like they weren't saying anything about it. Because I'm pretty much in the epicenter of that kind of talk, or being up to date on what the military is doing, and nothing, no words.
So it looks like that quote I was saying from Telegram is in fact legitimate. So Iran says its attack on Israel concludes matters of Israeli attack on its embassy. Iran's mission to the UN said on X that its drone and missile attack on Israel was conducted on the strength of the Article 51 of the UN Charter pertaining to legitimate defense, and in response to Israel's April 1st attack on its embassy in Damascus. With the attack, the matter can be deemed concluded, says Iran. However, should the Israeli regime make another mistake, Iran's response will be considerably more severe. It is a conflict between Iran and the rogue Israeli regime for which the U.S. must stay away. Now, I wonder with that last line, and with the quiet nature of the Pentagon and Biden, do you think that this is something that the United States allowed Iran to do?
So I wouldn't be surprised if they did, to prevent more like larger conflict. Because let's really think about it. Should the U.S. respond to this? Let's say full-scale attacks on Iran, or more troops in Israel, or just more proxy conflicts with Iran, it will blow up into a full-scale war.
Right.
And the U.S. definitely does not want that. And we discussed it on the podcast last night, just how spread thin the United States currently is, not only financially, but militarily. They can't put their full force behind any of it. And because Israel did blow up an Iranian, or attack an Iranian embassy, they're probably like, I could picture a phone call just going, "Hey, they're gonna hit you. We're gonna tell them that, should they do more, we're gonna jump in, but you're gonna have to take the hit." And so long as Iran does this, where they're like, "Okay, we retaliated, that's the end of it, don't do that shit again," that'll prevent a larger conflict in the meantime. So I could definitely see the national security forces thinking that letting Iran do this is for the best overall.
Right. I could see that. I could see that being a ploy. I'm looking at footage right now, titled "Escalation in the West Bank." It looks like there's a bunch of Palestinians. They're doing something. Looks like they're dragging some kind of barricade or something. I'm not really sure what's going on there. There's another video. Let me see what's going on with that. Bunch of people running. Bunch of people screaming. It's pretty unclear what's going on. It kind of looks like, and I could 100% be misunderstanding the situation, but it looks like it may be a bunch of people beating up settlers. I don't know. I can't tell.
Depends. I've seen some videos come up, and it'll be from old protests that took place in Tel Aviv. So you gotta really verify with some of those.
Yeah, like I said, I don't. Could be from anywhere. Could be from any time.
Like I saw one earlier. It was a bunch of people. Like there was smoke and stuff like that. People holding the Israeli flag, and they're like, "Look what Iran is doing to Israeli in Tel Aviv right now." And people are like, "Motherfucker, this is from October 7th."
Right. Exactly. I mean, wasn't having Israel in the U.S. back pocket mean to keep for having another war like after World War II? Holocaust ideas came from. I'm not sure what you mean. If you're implying that like Israel has served as some kind of deterrent to starting another war, it's not so much a deterrent. It's more of it is a force that exists in order for the United States to have an apparatus, a military base. But also an independent military to can basically keep most of West Asia in check. It's not really a deterrent for war. It's more of you fight on our behalf. But the problem with basically having a fascist rogue state is eventually they do whatever they want. So America does not have a lot of control over Israel. Yeah, I just saw one. Let's see what Lemps said. So I just want to Twitter supposedly Palestinians celebrating. He didn't look like Palestine at all. Yeah, like I said, we don't know. It literally could be footage from any time. It could be an Eid celebration for all we know.
Right. But yeah, Israel existing for the United States is specifically so they can fight wars in the Middle East.
Yeah, let's go until we get another update. And then I think we'll call it from there because I'm tired. But I don't want to go to sleep and wake up to like more explosion. You know what I mean? But
I mean, we can constantly, especially on TikTok or if anyone's running a Twitter account.
I got Twitter
updates and stuff up there.
Would you be cool with after this making a quick video on TikTok and just being like, you know, if you want analysis or whatever, check out this video.
The one we're currently making?
Yes.
Yeah.
Baller. And then when you do that, just send it or whatever, and I'll post it on the collective TikTok as well. But let's see what this last update is. UK calls on the Iranian regime to stop this serious escalation. You can't stop it, big dog. It's fucking David Cameron, bro. Called Iran's attack on Israel reckless in a post on X. Iran's reckless attack on Israel only further inflamed tensions in the Middle East. UK calls on the Iranian regime to stop a serious escalation, which is in no one's interest. What an Angloid take.
Yeah, and that's how it always goes, where it's like, wow, you're attacking in response to our attack. How dare you escalate the war?
Right, exactly. All right, homie. So, I mean, that's about 53 minutes of continuous updates and analysis. You know, pray and hope that cooler heads will prevail. Who knows what's going to happen tonight, what's going to happen tomorrow. All we can do is keep each other informed, keep talking, keep communicating, keep building. And inshallah that, you know, things will be all right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for Twitter people. If you're new and you're curious, follow the link on Twitter, follow Collective TV, follow Collective TV on TikTok and on YouTube. You can follow all of our individual TikTok pages as well. This is not just a political analysis podcast. We're blatantly communists, just throwing it out there in case any of you wackadoo MAGA communists want to hop in the chat. We don't like you. Yeah, anything else?
Marxists, Leninists. And yeah.
All right, big
All
dog.
right.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Talk to you later, boy.
Bye.